I have to book him back again too, because he
Wednesday
texted
soon.
me. I told him, I was honest with him. I said, look, we got a lot going on right now, and
Yeah, too much shows.
Amelia's got her show, and I have to rebook him. I had him scheduled for actually for this week. He was supposed to be my guest on Tuesday. Jeffrey Mark.
Yeah,
You know,
I think it's just
I
so
love
many.
Jeffrey. I think he's fucking entertaining as hell. He's smart as a whip when it comes to television, because he and I are like, we're two old TV heads.
I like his sequence caps. That's what I like.
I love Lucy and Father Knows Best and the Donna Reed show, and
I love the Donna Reed show.
Bachelor Father, Petticoat Junction, Green Acres, all that old stuff.
I have a I Love Lucy picture from the 1942, and it's actually got a certificate of authenticity on it.
Really?
Yes, it's got a beautiful.
He might be interested in buying something like that.
I don't know. It's a my picture I got from. It was a garage sale picture. Could you believe it? I paid $20 for that picture.
I believe it.
Just wanted to get rid of it, and I was like, she didn't know what she had.
A lot of people don't. They really don't. And a lot of people don't know what they have. It's funny thing about collectibles.
Yes.
I have an album here that I paid $20 for. I paid $20 for this album 45 years ago.
Wow.
It's worth over $800 right now.
That's a good price.
It's Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Carl Perkins, called the $1 Million Quartet.
That is a great album.
On Sun Records. It's on the Sun Record label. And it's worth a small fortune.
That's a collector's item.
Oh, yeah, it is. Speaking of collector's item, I need 3 albums to complete my Elvis collection. 3, that's it.
Oh, wow.
You ready to do this?
Yes, let's do it.
I'm looking at the clock. It's 7:00. We need to do this. I'm over here bullshitting. I got a show to do.
We're having fun.
Yeah. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight because it's a bitch session.
Yes, right.
All right, let's go. It's 4:00 in Los Angeles, California. It's 6 p.m. in Chicago, Illinois. And in New York City tonight, it's 7 p.m. Hello, everybody. I'm the Mad Dog Angelo DeCipio. Joined as I am each and every week, and I tell everybody sincerely from the bottom of my heart, I try to get rid of her, but she keeps coming the fuck back.
I can't. Somebody's got to defend you every week.
I know. You know what? For real, we're going to talk. We're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about that because I had an interesting email this week. This is Amelia the Pitbull Chapman.
To the Dog Pound.
Yes, indeedy. This is the Dog Pound. This is our weekly bitch session. This is where we wrap up everything we've done this week on What's the Buzz, on the Big Mouth, on Blunt Talk. We're going to talk a little bit about Blunt Talk tonight.
Oh dear!
Oh my God! Geez! I'm going to wait till later in the show when I'm good and fired up because I'm still happy right now.
Oh yes.
But my apologies first of all. To Jeffrey Mark. For having to bump him this week. We had our schedule got busy. I honestly lost track of everything. Yes. Amelia will tell you it's been a kind of a clusterfuck this week. We lost two people this week in the world of wrestling. One who, well, actually both whom I knew,
Mm-hmm.
and one, of course, who Amelia knows. Our friend
Yes.
Charlie Thunderfoot Norris, very
Became a
unexpectedly,
real good
very,
friend of mine. Not just a professional wrestler that I got to love as a wrestler, but as a real good friend.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Charlie passed like out of nowhere, like
Yeah.
out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Moonshot, hi, new
How
subscriber,
you
and
doing?
hey, Moonshot, how you doing?
Yeah.
She
Mhm.
enjoyed the Maryland and JFK. You know what? We're going to talk about that tonight
Oh yes.
because we have had more reaction
Mm-hmm.
to the JFK and Maryland episodes. But see, the one episode we did was JFK and Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, we actually did one dedicated just to Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
and a couple of them dedicated to the Kennedy assassination and President Kennedy's relationship
With
with
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe and
His
his brother's
brother.
relationship, Bobby Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Moonchild, thank you. Stick around
Yes.
with us. This is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Amelia,
Mm-hmm.
what have you been up to since I saw you last? Since
Just
last night?
since last night. Well, just working and just kind of like calming down from last night's show. It was a wonderful
Well,
show
I'll
last
tell you, it
night.
was a great show. Do you know that that's the quietest I've stayed on any show? No, why are you laughing at me? I didn't. I was.
No,
I'm being sincere because I
no,
only
I'm
interrupted.
laughing because I love that you came on the show and
I
yeah.
only interrupted you like a couple of little times,
You know why?
right?
Is because we were taking breaks a certain time, and me and Carrie got to talking and got to little
See,
sidetracked at
you
time.
guys can't see this.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Mm.
I'm sitting at a control panel here,
Mhm.
okay, and Amelia can see me in the monitor.
Mhm.
I'm sitting there talking to Amelia last night during her show,
Mhm.
and I'm going like this, and I'm going like this, and she doesn't know what the hell I'm doing. Because in my mind, I thought I explained this and this.
You did, but I'm
Okay,
trying not to look down. I'm trying to look at Carrie talking and
I knew what you were doing. So I'm saying this means
wrap
wrapping it
it
up.
up because start commercial
It means
time.
wrap it up because I have a commercial.
Mhm.
This means stretch it because you're not talking enough.
Uh-huh.
This means I'm up against a hard break. I
That's
have to
right.
do a spot now,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
And I'm giving her these signals, and she's just her
Talk.
and Carrie are just yapping away, talking.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Mhm.
you
And
gonna
then pops up.
commercial or I'm gonna interrupt this show again. And I really
Yeah.
listen, Moonchild. I will be here
Mhm.
anytime you join us, Moonchild. Honestly, I will be here, except
Yes.
when Amelia kicks me off and I have to be quiet.
Well, stick around as long as you can. We'd love to have you
Listen,
anytime.
I want to show Moonchild something. This is pretty remarkable. Look at
Mhm.
this. This is WWTF Internet Radio. We are at home, at work, on the road, or in the car, where everywhere. Take us with you.
Yes.
Take us to work with you. Are you allowed to listen to us at work? So it's at 7:30. She's going to work at 7:30. So she's about 20 minutes East Coast time.
And all our
So
wonderful shows are on there.
yeah,
All of
Moonchild,
them.
where are you? What state are you in? Are you on the East Coast with me? I'll find out where she's at. But yes, listen, take us with you.
Yes.
Take us in the car with you. Take us on. You could take us to the beach. You could listen to us.
Mhm.
Well, you don't want to go to the beach right now because it's cold.
Right?
But you could take us to work. You could take us on
Minnesota.
vacation. Oh, you're in Minnesota. Holy
Mhm.
shit! Well, you're talking about cold.
Mhm.
There you are in Minnesota. She's in Minnesota.
Mhm.
Where was Charlie?
Minnesota, I
Was
believe,
he in
is what.
Minnesota?
Mhm.
When my residence
go to bed, I
I
can
can listen.
listen.
Oh, I got you.
Yes.
I see what she. Okay, I
Yeah.
got you. I got you.
Yeah,
All
there's
right. Well, I'll tell
lots
you
of
what,
wonderful shows.
Moonchild. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll be here all
Yes.
night for you. Okay.
Oh,
We
absolutely. Yes.
promise we're not going here. All right. So now, let me tell you what happened here. So last night, we were doing a show on body shaming. It was Amelia and Carrie.
Mhm.
We're talking a little bit about body shaming and how people that tend to be heavier
Mhm.
oftentimes get ridiculed, they get picked on. Some people that are too skinny get picked on. They call them string bean. They call them a tall glass of water.
Mhm.
Somebody that's heavy, they call them fat. I hate that word. They
Yes.
call them fat.
Chubby.
Two
Yeah,
ton Tessie.
mhm.
They're just really horrible names
Oh,
that
absolutely. Yeah.
people
It-
call you. But people don't understand, though. The same people that are calling you names really need to look in the mirror,
Mhm.
especially that fucking she, Caitlyn Jenner. That make up your fucking mind. You're going to keep the cock or you're going to cut the cock off. Are you a man or are you a woman? Because right now you're a she,
Mhm.
and I can't stand you because you're a fucking hypocrite. Okay. You went all this way to be a woman. Well, cut your fucking dick off, asshole. Okay? Then you're a woman. Until then, you're a guy dressing up like a woman. So go fuck yourself.
Especially
It's
the
not
one.
even 10 minutes into the show, and you
Mhm.
got me fired the fuck up, Caitlyn, Bruce Jenner, whatever the fuck you
Especially
call
the
yourself.
ones that have to use a bathroom that are supposedly wearing dresses that are really men that decide to go into a woman's dress a bathroom in a public.
This goes beyond bathroom. This
Yeah.
is just poor taste,
Yeah,
okay?
it's horrible. There's a
This
lot
is
of
just poor
shaming.
taste. Yeah.
There's a lot different body shaming, and we're gonna be doing a lot different episode about
We're
that as
going to
well.
be, yeah, absolutely. We're
Me
going
and
to do
Carrie.
many more episodes
Oh
on body
yes.
shaming.
Mm-hmm.
I showed a video last night
Mm-hmm.
that had, uh, oh my God, it's 12 to talk
12
about
degrees.
cold. It's 12
Oh
degrees.
wow, that's
Holy crap. Jeez, man, 12 degrees.
didn't it get up to like 14 or down to
What?
14 where you live at one time or 12?
It felt like that last week.
Oh, oh goodness.
It was cold, man. It was
Mm-hmm.
fucking cold last week.
Yeah, I'm originally from
Um,
Texas, and it can get cold like that. Yes.
yeah, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, parts of Texas can get like the fucking
Mm-hmm.
Arctic.
Oh, definitely.
But it can get real cold real quick where I am,
Mm-hmm.
very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit. And so we were talking about that. I got to thinking about that last night. That really pissed me off.
The video.
I read something that Caitlyn Jenner wrote. I thought, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you to put somebody down? You don't know what you are. You don't know if you're male or female. You wear a dress, but you got a dick. So what the fuck? You got
Oh yeah.
kids,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
And then the cover
But you
of the
want to
magazine
be
she
a
was on,
woman, but
or
you
he was
don't
on.
want to go all the way. Hold on, Amelia, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm really fired up about this. I'm really fired up about this because it bothers me because
Mm-hmm.
she's a fucking hypocrite.
Yes.
I should say she
Mm-hmm.
is a fucking hypocrite because he don't know whether he's a guy or a girl. Just right now, you're a guy dressing up in drag. Okay, that's what you are. That's what you are. You're a guy who likes to dress up in drag, Bruce. All right. I'm not even going to call you Caitlyn. I'm going to call you Bruce Jenner because that's your name. Like it or fucking not, that's your name. So, all right. I'm on. Look at this. It's
Mm-hmm.
7:12 and I'm already fired up.
Mm.
See what you
Yeah,
did to me?
that can go on forever with him. I tell you, because there's so much stuff that is unbelievable that he's still doing. Can't decide to vote with our wonderful president that used to be our wonderful president, Donald Trump. He's putting
Yeah.
him down after he lifted him up as a great president, and that's another
Yeah. Well, you know what?
situation.
Look,
It's
that's
horrible.
Amelia.
That's horrible.
You're so young. You're so young. Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's called playing politics. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's just there's no even There's no sense in it. There's no
Mhm.
reasoning for it. There's no logic to it. It's
Mm-mm.
called playing politics. In other words,
Mhm.
it's swinging on the vine. I'm
Mhm.
swinging this way this
Yeah.
week. I'm going to swing this way
Oh
next week
yeah.
because it changes every 5 minutes. Especially with them fucking Hollywood types.
Oh
Okay,
yes.
because they don't have any sense, no sense of no sense of right or wrong, no
No.
sense of justice, no sense of how do you want to say it? No sense of common sense. There you go, Angela.
There
Hold on.
you go.
There you go. No sense of common sense, and they don't. They
Yeah.
really don't. So I'll go ahead. I've been
No, I mean I understand
no
where you're coming
because I've
from.
been
It's like
I've been on a roll over here. So go ahead.
no.
I'm
I
because
mean,
I know
yeah,
you
I
got
understand
something.
where you're coming from, and it's like we were saying like yesterday about body shaming. Some women are very comfortable with their body,
Yeah,
and they don't care if they get made fun of because that's them. They're going to be them, and no matter what. Some of them
exactly.
are so ashamed that they go to attempts to starving themselves so bad that
Yeah.
they end up in the hospital to where they're
And that's just wrong.
that's just wrong.
Yeah,
Exactly. And
that's
they are
wrong.
hurting themselves so bad they get anorexic to where sometimes they want to commit suicide, and that is not good. That
We
is
talked about that last night. In fact, Amelia,
mhm.
do you still have that number,
I thought I did, but I
the
think
suicide hotline?
I probably do not have that number, and I should have that with me, but I
Do me a
thought I
favor.
mhm. Let me get that,
Um,
the suicide
you
hotline.
tell everybody about the show last night. I'm going to look. I'm going to get that
Okay.
number for you
Yeah, and, but
because we've done shows on suicide.
yeah, and, speaking of the video that Angela showed, what I loved about that is the ladies were that had some swimsuits. He showed 2 beautiful ladies, and they were just so happy, and I don't know, one of them looked like she was playing with her children, and she was just so happy splashing in the water, having a great time. She was herself, and she didn't care who she was around, and she was just happy. And then this other lady, she was in the back, it looked like she was just modeling her two-piece swimsuit, and she was just happy-go-lucky. And this other lady that he showed was on a couch just stretching out, like she looked like, "Hey, look at me. I'm sexy and I'm beautiful, and this is me. If you don't like it, too bad, but this is me right here." And then this other lady, she had on this
Mhm.
just regular, pretty sweatshirt. She was like, "Hey, I'm
Mhm.
right here." I remember that. That was my favorite
Remember
sweatshirt.
the one last night? My favorite was called "Love Thyself."
That's the one. That's the T-shirt.
THIG. Oh, is
Yep.
that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, love
Love
thyself. And
thyself.
she had that look like this. I
The
remember that.
suicide. By the way, I
Mhm.
just looked it up.
Oh,
There is an 800 number, but there is a universal
mhm.
text and call number.
Oh, okay.
Very simple. You don't have to remember a lot of numbers. Nine eight
88.
eight.
Oh, that's the one.
Okay,
988. Okay.
988. That's the universal hotline for the suicide prevention number. You can text it. You can dial it. Somebody will answer. And you don't, it doesn't matter where you are, and if even if you don't have any phone
Mhm.
service, you can still call and they will answer.
Oh, that's wonderful.
You don't have to have phone service to be able to call them.
Mhm.
That's it's amazing how they set this stuff up.
Mhm.
But the number is 988 and it's a universal number. All right, so and I think oh, you know what's funny, look at
Oh,
that.
look at that.
Moonchild
Thank
Moonchild
you,
just put it up.
Moonchild.
Crisis, yeah, suicide and crisis lifeline. Absolutely, 988. We were just talking about that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Beautiful. So yeah, Amelia,
Mhm.
the show list, that was a good one. I enjoyed it.
I loved it, and Carrie brought it to our attention, because I guess she had that happen, her
Yeah,
children, and of course, as an adult, I've seen it happen before, and body shaming, that happened to me, but that was back in junior high, high school. I was a different shape back then than
yeah.
I am now, and it happens
Well,
to adults too, so not just children.
but people change and
Hmm.
circumstances
It
change
does.
and you go past it.
Hmm.
We
You
are
do.
going to talk about blunt talk radio. I
Mhm.
started the week off
This
with
one, I was ready to hit enter to
let,
help
let me
you.
tell you what happened. Last week we premiered an episode called Blunt Talk Radio.
Fantastic name, by the way.
Now, a great name, and actually
Absolutely.
named after a person,
Hmm.
but I own it now, so it's mine.
That's great.
So here's Kevin and Melissa Blunt. Let me
Mhm.
just say this in case they're watching. They're good people.
Hmm.
They're nice people. They're decent people. They're hardworking people. But they just, I'm God bless them, but they just don't have a clue. They live in Iowa. So, and I should have knew better because Iowa is an acronym for idiots out wandering around. Okay, IOWA. Now, I'm not saying that everybody in Iowa is stupid. Only about 98% of them.
Hmm.
But they don't have a clue what's going on in the world or in the news or in pop culture. I came up with a character
Hmm.
for Kevin Blunt called Kevin Mac Daddy Blunt.
That's a wonderful name.
Great character.
Absolutely.
He didn't get it. He didn't get it.
Mm,
It's I wanted him to be like a smooth talker, like
right.
because he's smart and he's
Right.
quick, but he's quick on the typewriter,
Like
on the
this. Just
keyboard.
hmm.
He's not quick when there's a camera in front of him because he was, God bless him, he was scared shitless. Okay. He was scared to death
Hmm.
when he was on the air and he was petrified. And he really was. And it showed. I
Hmm.
watched that show back 4 times, 5 times, maybe 6. But
Every
I
time you got
watched
something
it back
different.
a lot. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Do I interrupt you when you talk?
Go ahead.
So I'm talking, about Kevin, right?
Hmm.
And I'm watching him. He really looked scared.
Mm.
He did. Now, tell
Oh
me
my
if I'm
gosh.
lying.
No, I was ready to jump in anytime you needed me. I was ready to hit that enter button and say, I'm here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, because I came this close to bringing you in.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, he and his wife, Melissa, joined us for 1 week. They won't be back. And I'm sorry that I had to block you guys.
Hmm.
I don't hate you. I don't dislike you. I really like you. But I once I finish with somebody on the show,
Hmm.
Amelia will tell you, what do I do?
You block them and don't have them back again.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's just the way I am. And I'm sorry, but that's
Hmm.
just the way I am.
Yeah.
I block, I delete, I'm done. But you're nice people and I like you.
Yeah.
Then I had this week on Blunt Talk Radio,
Hmm.
I had a friend of theirs join us. His name's Jerry Lewis. Well, his name sounds hilarious.
Interesting.
Interesting name. He calls himself the Gray Man. Now, don't ask me what in the fuck the Gray Man is or what it means. I think it's kind of stupid myself because he don't look gray. He looks
Yeah.
kind of tan or kind of Caucasian like I do.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm a little darker than him because he's pale like you. He
Right.
lives, Amelia, he lives in Nebraska for crying out loud.
Wow.
Okay. He lives on the borderline of Nebraska and Iowa.
Hmm.
Again, a nice guy, great on the keyboard.
Hmm.
We were doing a show tribute to Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Now, everybody knows if you watch Smokey and the Bandit,
Hmm.
there's a famous line where Jackie Gleason runs into the restaurant
Hmm.
and um, he orders a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper. He goes, a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper and make it in a hurry. Make it quick because I'm in a goddamn hurry.
Hmm.
So, and he does that line. It's a famous line, and there's a
Hmm.
scene that goes with it.
Hmm.
We showed it the other night. And not even 5 minutes into the show, he says to our tribute artist, Sean Bailey, he says, when are we going to hear about the Diablo sandwich and the Dr. Pepper? And I went, are you
Oh
fucking
my gosh.
kidding me? Look at the tape.
Yeah.
I went back like this. Are you shitting me?
I was like, okay, that's it. That's like the
Yep.
main meat of the
That's
sandwich
like
right
your
there.
fucking done material.
Mm-hmm.
That's like your done material.
Yep.
Oh, I love you, Moonshot. I'm so pale I glow in the dark.
Same here. Same here. Look.
That's Amelia. By the way, Amelia,
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell everybody,
Sure.
Amelia is full-blooded Mexican.
I am.
She is
Proud
the
of it.
palest Mexican in North America. My
Proud-
microphone does not want to stay up tonight. What the heck is going on
Yeah,
here, man?
and also
She
when
is true. She's the palest Mexican in North America.
yep.
And I don't know what happened. She didn't get enough sun or what happened here, but
I like to
this
stay
poor woman.
indoors.
So it was like I said to myself, you know, Angelo, you want something done, you got to do it yourself.
And
So
also
I said,
when
Amelia, we're not doing any more co-hosts on Blunt Talk. I'm going to do it myself.
Mhm.
If I want something done, I got to do it myself. I'm going to do it myself.
and when you have and when you're asked to be a co-host and he asks you so and so, do you have any questions for so and so guest? You do not say no, I don't have any questions. You start asking questions,
Yeah,
okay?
that's another thing I said. I said, Jerry, you got questions for our guest?
No.
No.
Don't have any at
No,
this time.
wrong answer. Wrong answer, asshole. It's a
Yeah.
talk show. The answer is
Yes.
always yes, Angelo. I got tons of questions.
Oh, yes.
I
Okay.
would have sat there, Amelia. You know me,
Oh, yes.
because I like to talk a little bit.
Mm.
Everybody who knows me, I could talk a marathon. Okay, I did that show Tuesday night,
Pretty much
chomping
all by
at the
yourself.
bit to fucking fire his ass, or to get rid of him on the air. But I thought, you know what? It's a 1 hour show. After this, you never have to see him again.
Mm-mm.
And trust me, I won't. Because he's done.
I was just like,
So
oh my goodness. I said that was the
yeah.
wrong question, wrong answer to that question. I almost hit that enter button and said, you know what?
Yeah.
Bye. Let me just take over.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Because I had a few questions already ready myself as I was watching the show, and I thought, you know what?
Amazing.
I'm just ready to
First
do
of
this.
all, it's one of the classic action comedies of our generation,
Yes.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, I used to watch it
All
as a
three
kid.
of them.
Mhm.
All three of them. Because they
My
did three of
mom,
them.
my mom loved that movie, and when we were growing up, my mom we watched it like
The
I don't know how
first
many
two
times.
were good. I didn't care for the third one.
Mm-mm.
The third one was they tried to rehash the same,
Mhm.
and the story wasn't the same. It was just what.
No, it just
First of all, if Burt Reynolds is not in it, it's not the same movie.
it's not.
Now, the second one was okay because Jerry Reed was in it, Jackie Gleason was in it,
Mhm.
Sally Field was in it. Most of the cast was there. Junior was in it, but Burt was not in it until the very, very end.
Mhm.
Okay, so the first two Smokies were great. As far as I'm concerned, the Smokey and the Bandit, the first movie, that's always going to be epic.
Oh
That
yes.
there's no. Do you realize? And we talked about this.
Mhm.
Do you realize, Amelia, that they've never tried to reboot that movie?
Yeah, I don't think they can
They
because it won't be as good as
no,
ever the first.
no. The only good point, Jerry, if you're watching, I'm going to give you kudos
Mhm.
because the only good point he had was the cast of that movie was so epic, it can't be duplicated.
It can never be
Look
duplicated.
who you had. Burt Reynolds, the biggest star of his day, right? Jerry Reed, a comedian, singer, songwriter, actor, movie star, okay? A
Mhm.
quadruple threat. Sally Field, talented, beautiful, funny as shit, cute to look at, right?
Oh yes.
Now, and then you look today, who could play them parts? Nobody.
No one can. Nobody can really.
Do you know that Sean Bailey, who played Buford T. Justice the other night on our show,
Hmm.
I said to him, the one character missing from your tribute is the snowman. They got
Hmm.
they got the bandit, they got Sheriff Buford, they got Junior, they
Hmm.
got the runaway bride. The only person missing was the snowman. Why?
Yes.
Because it was such an important character, they couldn't cast it.
No.
So he said on the show, we're still auditioning for snowman.
Because they can't find anybody good enough yet to
Yeah.
replace his
So if
shoes.
you guys are anywhere near Branson, Missouri, or Macon, Georgia,
Hmm.
if you're in that area and you want to audition for the part of Snowman, Cletus Snow, his name was, by the way, in the movie.
Hmm.
Cletus Snow called himself the Snowman. Jerry Reed's part in the Smoking the Bandit. Sean Bailey can be found on Facebook. He is a dead ringer, and I want to tell you, a dead ringer for Jackie Gleason. He looks like Sheriff Buford T. Justice.
Hmm.
He sounds like Sheriff Buford T. Justice. And
It is hilarious.
he acts like Sheriff Buford T. Justice. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You have to watch him work.
Yes, when Angelo told me, he said, "Look who I'm going to have on the show," and I looked, and he didn't tell me anything yet. Before he said tribute to, and I looked and I said, "Wait a minute, what?" And I said, "I thought he passed away." He didn't tell me who it was at first.
Yeah.
I was like, "You got to be
Moonchild,
kidding me!"
Moonchild agrees with us.
Hmm.
You can't remake most movies where the cast
No.
is magic.
Mm-mm.
Think of it. Try to think about, imagine this.
Yes.
Imagine this today in 2023. Try imagining rebooting Wizard of Oz.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Try rebooting Gone with the Wind.
Mm-mm.
Okay? Try. You
It's
can't
impossible.
you can't even think
Mm-mm.
in them terms because there's no one around today that has that charisma,
Mm-mm.
that
Not
has that.
even.
Nobody can sing like Judy Garland.
No.
Nobody was handsome like Clark Gable.
Mm-mm.
Okay, you couldn't find someone to do the Cowardly Lion and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow because those three guys, Ray Bolger, Burt Lahr, and Jack Haley, are irreplaceable.
Yes, they
You
are.
can't replace them.
Mm-mm.
That was called a lightning in a bottle moment. It will
Yes.
never happen again, ladies and
Mm-mm.
gentlemen. It will never happen again. It can't happen again.
No. Yes, just like they had the Dukes of Hazzard TV show, they tried to make it
There,
into a movie, or they did,
oh
but
my
it was
God, it was
horrible,
horrible,
horrible movie.
awful.
It was just,
It's
oh,
funny you mentioned Dukes of Hazzard because one
mhm.
of the people involved with
John
Sean
Schneider.
Bailey is John Schneider.
I had such a crush on him when I was
Yeah,
younger. Oh my God.
I got news for you, Amelia. He's an old man now.
I don't matter. He's still cute.
Oh my God, you're desperate now.
No, I did when he,
Honey,
the Dukes of Hazzard TV show. And I think that they were just so upset and ashamed that they made that movie. They were like, "How could they do that? That was horrible." And I can understand that. You can never make the TV shows like that anymore. You can't find the actors like that. Like you
no,
were saying, it was horrible.
and you won't. You know
Mm-mm.
why? Because they're missing something. It's
Mhm.
called. I want everyone to listen to me that's
Mhm.
thinking about being an actor or an actress.
Mhm.
There's something missing today called commitment to craft.
Yes.
I've done a little bit of acting in my life, okay? That's for real, straight up. I will tell you that you've got to have dedication like etched in stone.
Mhm.
Because if you don't, you will fail before you ever get out of the starting gate. Acting coaches are telling people now, listen to what they're saying. If you've come here to be an actor, leave now. That's an acting coach
Mm-hmm.
telling you, if you've come here to be an actor, leave now. Why would they say that? Because acting in television and film has little to do with the actual acting.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with who do you know? Who will you blow? Who's doing coke? Who can take a joke? That's what we're talking about. It's all politics. It's who you know. Who can make a phone call for you. That's how you get into the business now.
Right.
We had a guy on the show, Jim Fife,
Mm-hmm.
okay, who was one of the most talented men you'll ever meet. He left Hollywood. He did a movie. He did movies, lots of movies. He did a blockbuster film with Michael J. Fox called The Frighteners. Okay? He left Hollywood. You know why? Because he became so disillusioned with the town because it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. It wasn't what it was cracked up to be. I got another guy I went to high school with that went to Hollywood. His name's John Kendall. John,
Mhm.
if you're out there, hi. Okay? John Kendall now is like a councilman or
Mhm.
some kind. He's in politics. Imagine that. But John was a pretty good actor too. He went out to Hollywood. He didn't last 5 minutes. He came right back.
Yeah.
I'm not even shitting you, Amelia.
Yeah.
He
No,
went
you're
out
telling the
there,
truth.
came right back. He
Yeah.
lasted 5 minutes in
Mhm.
Hollywood.
Yeah, because you ask them what would you do all over again? Say I would do that same movie all over again because I didn't like it. I didn't like the
That's
way it
what
turned
Jim
out.
Fife
Yeah.
said. Goes,
He said I
no,
didn't
I
like any
wouldn't
of
do.
it.
No, would I
Mhm.
said to him, Jim, would you go back?
No, he said
He
no.
said no. Remember?
Yeah.
He said no.
He goes, I like the way my life is now. I'm happy. I'm the happiest I've
Exactly.
ever been. Is
I'll
here
tell
what
you
I'm
what.
doing now.
It is. You know what? Look at this perfect timing, Amelia.
Mhm.
It's that time.
Hi.
We're going to do a little sponsor break.
Mhm.
The what I used to say, take a pause for the cause.
Cause.
That's what they used to say. See, you're
Yep.
too young to remember that.
I've heard it before. Take a pause for the cause. I used to tell my Aussie.
Oh, you're that old, are you?
And no, whenever he has to, my little dog, he was
Yeah, I
18.
remember.
Yep.
You're making me feel old. Shut up. Bye. We'll be back. Do you have sweaty balls or volleyball netty balls? It's time to make them ready balls. The Manscaped.com Lawnmower 3.0 will do the job and clean your knob with its patented no-nick head, so your head will function as desired. Enter promo code Wrestling Future for a generous 20% discount. That's enter Wrestling Future for a 20% discount. Manscaped.com and Wrestling with the Future, going balls to the walls with Manscaped.com and the Lawnmower 3.0. Your balls will thank you, and so will we. What's Buzz Popcast wants to welcome Radioactive FM 88.6 in Wellington, New Zealand, Radio Perth, Australia, and RTL Radio 102.5 in Milan, Italy. Welcome aboard, and welcome to the Buzz. Yes, indeed. Radio Perth, Australia. Radio New Zealand, Wellington, New Zealand, and RTL Radio in Milan, Italy.
Italy.
Welcome to the Buzz. I'm very proud of that.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
very
me
proud of
too.
And our man, Jimmy Thunder from Down Under,
Yes, thank you.
rocking it down under, Jim. I haven't seen Jimmy in a little while. Well, don't
I
forget, it's actually tomorrow.
the next day over there, right?
Yeah, it's the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so weird to think about, like the time change.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know,
they're waking up and we're it's getting dark for us and they're waking up.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you, what was your favorite moment this week in our shows? We've done the dog pound. I'm sorry, not the dog pound. We've
Mm-hmm.
done blunt talk. We did last night. We did the big mouth. By the way, the big mouth is actually modeled after Amelia. I want everybody to see this. Look at that. Look at up in the corner there. Look at the big mouth.
See,
See that?
really, I don't think so. See,
Yeah, that's actually modeled after Amelia's mouth. That big mouth there,
see that little mouth? I don't think so.
right? I'm busting your shot. So what was the moment of the week? What was like? I will call it like this. What was the standout moment for you? Was it Blunt Talk? Was it Kevin Blunt and Melissa? Was it Jerry Lewis? Jerry Lewis. Jerry
I
Lewis.
just mine was how much the how he looked. Sean Bailey looked so much like
Oh
Sheriff Pink.
yeah, how about it?
I was like, oh my god, he came out in full costume. I was like, what?
Yes,
Wait.
he did. He came out. Sean came out in full
Mm-hmm.
costume, full
Mm-hmm.
character.
Oh yes.
And he did that for me because I asked him.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Sean, let me ask you a question. Would it be okay if you came out in character? He goes,
Mm-hmm.
sure thing. But he does that, though.
Yes.
And to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
I think he kind of likes it.
Yeah, and then also
Because
when
you
you
know
were
what it
showing,
is? He has so much fun with it.
he does, and then the show and
Oh,
tell
my
when you
God, he
showed
really
his
does.
regular picture with him and his wife out of costume, I was like, "What? Wait, that's
Yeah,
him?"
that's him.
That was like, "Whoa, wait a minute,
But
step back."
when he fixes up his mustache
Mhm.
and he puts them sheriff glasses on,
Mhm.
he looks just like Jackie because he
Yeah.
sounds like him.
Right.
He sounds like him when he's in character. But did you hear when he went used his regular voice?
Mhm.
I went, whoa, where'd that voice come
Where
from?
that the country boy.
Right?
Mhm.
Well, he's in Branson, Missouri. By the way, if you guys are in or around the Branson, Missouri area,
Mhm.
go to the Collectible Car Museum in Branson and hit
Mhm.
up Sean Bailey and tell him, hey, Sheriff, the Mad Dog says hi.
Have you ever been there before or heard of that? It's like a big amusement park there. There's like all
I,
kinds of
I've,
different rides there and stuff.
I know where he's talking about.
Mhm.
I've never been there. One of the things that I want to do is I want to go to Branson.
Mhm.
I've been to Las Vegas. I live less than an hour from Atlantic City. So I know they've got shows and slot
Oh
machines.
yeah,
Las
it's
Vegas
beautiful
has
there.
shows and slot machines. You know,
Mhm.
I've been to every gambling mecca in the country,
Mhm.
literally. Okay, but I've never been, and I've been to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and Gatlinburg,
Oh
which is
yes.
Pigeon Forge, as you know, is
Mhm.
like Las Vegas without the slot machines.
Right.
Well, that's
Because
how it is in Branson.
because they don't like gambling over there. I remember.
No,
Oh my gosh.
don't forget that's the Bible Belt. There's a lot of
Oh yes.
religious yahoos up there
Yeah, we
too.
had to go to Kentucky just to even get a lottery ticket.
You got to go to Kentucky just to get a drink some places.
Yeah,
Are you shitting me?
it was horrible.
But Branson, Missouri,
Mhm.
Sean Bailey at the Collectible Car Museum, hit him
Mhm.
up and tell him the Mad Dog and the Pitbull said, hey,
Mhm. Right?
you know.
That was
And
and
when you
then
get there, say, Sheriff,
yes.
I want a Diablo sandwich and a Dr. Pepper. Make it hurry. Oh shit, it was fun when he said that.
You'd be a good double. Get you into
Right?
costume.
Jeez. Um, be right back. Gotta go.
Oh, check
Yeah,
the mail, huh?
moonshine. I
She must
like
be listening
moonshine.
to us at work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Look,
Yep.
this is our radio goes everywhere. You can listen to us at work.
Mhm.
You can listen in the car. You can listen at home. You can go on your computer, your
Mhm.
television, your phone, your radio. Anywhere you can find a radio or a podcast,
Mhm.
you're going to find What's the Buzz.
Oh yes, everywhere.
wwtfradio.podbean.com.
Yes.
That's
Just
our hub. You'll
check your local
find
stations for channel.
you will find links there to all of our social media, our Facebook, our YouTube. In fact, Amelia,
Mhm.
this is a really good time to do this. Let's tell everybody our name
Mhm.
is our address, wwtfradio.podbean.com. I want everybody to know we've got 3
Three.
dedicated YouTube channels. We've got youtube.com/ at What's the Buzz Popcast, youtube.com/ at Blunt Talk Radio, and the last and the oldest of these is
Mhm.
youtube.com at the Psychic Realm Podcast. They will all take you to our show.
Mhm.
We are being broadcast right now on all of them at the moment, including Podbean and YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Twitch and all the other happy horse shit. Oh, here's our Facebook pages. We're on facebook.com, What's the
The
Buzz
buzz.
Popcast,
Mhm.
and facebook.com / What's the Buzz Pod.
Pod. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, the group it's called, tell everybody, Amelia, the name of the group was. You set
It's
this up.
What's the Buzz Podcast Group.
What's the Buzz Popcast group?
Mhm.
If you need the reference number,
Mhm.
I will leave it up on the screen for you.
Mhm.
Un- Unfortunately,
Mhm.
Facebook doesn't list their groups with the name, they list it with a number because there are so many groups on
Mhm.
Facebook. They just assign a number to it.
Hmm.
But it's What's the Buzz Popcast group. You'll see it right there. That's what it says. What's the Buzz Popcast group?
And if my co-host Carrie is watching, hello. I hope you are watching.
Who, Carrie?
Yeah.
She's at McDonald's having an anniversary dinner.
Anniversary dinner. Yeah, me and her have so much fun that again we forgot
I
we had to
know,
pay
right?
more attention to the commercials and the rap.
Well, here's the thing. We do have an email.
Mm-hmm.
I want everybody to know. If you got a show idea,
Yes.
if you've got something to promote, you want to be on the show to talk about a special event you got coming
Mm-hmm.
up. I don't care if it's a charity event, fundraiser. Yeah, if you're in a new play or
Mm-hmm.
you've got something going on, hit us up at What's the Buzz Popcast at gmail.com. We check it every day, every single day. Our shows are Blunt Talk Radio, What's the Buzz Popcast, The Big Mouth, also known as Amelia Chapman. Um, Tonight, The Dog Pound.
Mm-hmm.
This is our roundtable. We call this the Dog Pound is our weekly roundtable. Now, I'm going to ask people to do something because Amelia and I came up with calling this the Dog Pound, but we're not real happy with it. We like the idea of a weekly roundtable discussion. So
Mm-hmm.
here's what Amelia and I are going to do. We're going to ask you, our loyal listeners and viewers, we're going to ask you
Mm-hmm.
to rename the Dog Pound, and we will pick what we think is a winning answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we'll talk about it on the air. But we're right now we're calling this the Dog Pound, and it is
Right.
our for lack of a better word, our weekly roundtable.
Mm-hmm.
Amelia and I privately call it our bitching session,
Right.
but that's what it is.
Goodness gracious, I know, right? And I even got to bitch at somebody, and I guess somebody put it out there that I did. Because
You
messing with
know, I
you, huh?
saw a sign. I'm smiling because I saw a sign. I'm remembering it. I saw a sign that says, um, It said something to the effect. I want to try and remember it.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep on bitching, I'm throwing you out of the kitchen. It's something like that. We ought to come up with something like with the word bitching in it, because you and I do a lot of bitching.
Or don't be a bully.
Yeah,
I
that
just
ain't gonna
cannot
work.
believe that one happened.
That ain't gonna happen. Not around
Oh
here.
my gosh.
Not in this joint. You kidding
Oh
me?
my gosh, I
Please.
cannot believe that.
But also, listen, we are at WWTF Internet Radio, at home or at work, on the road or in the car. We are everywhere you are. And I want everybody to know that it's really important that you do. Amelia, next week on the Big Mouth, what do you guys got going on, you and
We
Carrie?
are going to be talking about autism, how it affects our children.
Oh,
Yes.
autism.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting show.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a good one.
Yes, and then we're going to see about medication as well. How it affects autism.
You gave me a little clue last night. You guys are going to do a couple of shows that are like all tied in, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're
Autism,
going to
medication.
autism, the medical crisis,
Mm-hmm.
and what was the other one you were talking about last night?
Medical crisis, and then how medication affects America. That was the second one, and then how that tied into that, and then I think it was
The autism
the
epidemic.
And medication crisis in America. And what was the other one? I think you had come up with that one.
Yeah, don't worry, but we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that you told me it was going to be. You know what? Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote it down. See, I actually did something smart. I wrote it down. It was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what it was going to be.
Autism,
it was going to be
first.
Oh, no, hold on. I found it right here, because look. I'm getting like you. I write stuff down now. See, she picks on me for never writing anything down. I wrote it down.
Thank you.
I typed it out too.
Mm-hmm.
You talked about doing the autism epidemic,
Mm-hmm.
bipolar disorder,
Bipolar, yes,
and a medicine in America, a crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we were talking about last night that you and Carrie are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Bipolar disorder, medical crisis here in America, and the autism epidemic. See, because there seems to be let's just talk about that for a minute.
Yes.
Because there seems to be this epidemic, especially down south.
Yes.
They're labeling all of these children as autistic that aren't autistic.
No.
And somebody asked me, well, why are they doing that? The reason is simple. Because the state and the schools make money.
The funding.
If your
they need
kids
funding.
go on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Let me repeat that again.
Yes.
And I'm not lying.
No, you're telling the truth.
I think I am. Go on Google or Yahoo or your favorite search engine and Google it. And search it. Because it's absolutely true. It is absolutely true. Your state and the school your child goes to is making money off of your child's misfortune because they're being misdiagnosed with autism that isn't autism. Sometimes it's a simple learning disorder, like they're not developed yet.
You're correct.
How do you put a 6-year-old kid on Ritalin? How?
They're misdiagnosing it.
How do you do that?
They're misdiagnosing it to make more money for the state, to where it could be one simple little thing, like you said, a learning disorder, and getting more money for the state so they can have more money in their pockets for the schools.
That's what it's. You just nailed it. It's a money grab.
Money. Yes, exactly.
It's a money grab, and they know that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Moonchild's back. There she is. Hey, Moonchild, how you doing, sweetie? Glad to have her back. Terrific. So you were telling me before I interrupted you. You were telling me. Tell me about your favorite moment from your show last night.
I mean, basically, it was just that. I mean,
You
we
did
got
a
to,
full hour. You did like an
yeah,
hour last night.
yeah,
Wow.
we got to talk about body, body shaming, and that it's not just women, it's also men too, because it's not just, we got to talk about both. And it wasn't just our bodies, it's our faces, some,
Hmm.
the hair, and how we can help each other,
Yeah.
tell each other, say, look, you're beautiful, you're not ugly, or you're different. We can help each other out. If you want to exercise or if you want to lose weight, we could do it together. Just be positive with each other. you know
Absolutely.
don't, if somebody's body shaming and you see somebody, go help them. Don't just, let them body shame them. Be a part of be
Absolutely.
a
Don't let,
friend.
first of all, don't
Mm-mm.
let anybody body
No,
shame.
exactly. And that's how I was at school. I see somebody, be body shaming. I go to that person that was being body shamed, say, you know what, don't listen to them. I'll be your friend.
It's funny
You
that
know.
we have a name for it today. We call it body shaming.
Hmm.
Now, when I was a kid,
Hmm.
it's no secret. I'm sure I'm a small guy. I'm 5'3",
Hmm.
and I've been short my whole life. I was always been short, right?
Hmm.
And I was called. It used to be called midget, pipsqueak. And if you look at my nose, I have kind of. I'm Italian, okay.
Hmm.
Let's give you a good look, okay.
Hmm.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Hmm.
Let's do it right, Rod.
Hmm.
See that? Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
That's called a Caesarean nose. Now, what that means is Julius Caesar had that kind of nose. Okay. So we know that my family goes back that far. Here's the interesting thing
Hmm.
in Europe, Italy, France, um, Germany, no, the countries in Europe, all right?
Hmm.
Spain,
Right.
Portugal.
Hmm.
Um, a nose like this is considered desirous.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, folks, but I got to get graphic for a minute.
Hmm.
It's desirous because they say big nose, big hands, big feet, big meat. Okay, that's what they say. I don't know anything about that because I don't look at myself that way.
Well,
Anyway,
I would have been a friend. If, I don't care how tall you were. I mean, if you were, I would have been friends with you at school. You know, I, that's how I am. I would be friends with everyone. I don't
I
care
love
what.
that Moonchild. I'm going to steal that,
Hmm.
and I'm going. I'm telling you, I'm going to
Oh,
steal that.
Moonchild, I would have been your friend in school. I would not have bullied you at
I'm going
all.
to
I
put
would
that
have
up
been.
there right now.
I would be
Actually,
everybody's friend, especially if I saw anybody being bullied. I would go up to them and say, you know what, I'll be your friend. And I would with them at lunch if I saw them being picked at. Once, I would go help them get cleaned up in the bathroom or
I
whatever,
love
and I
that.
would go
Be a
sit back
buddy,
with
not
them.
a bully.
And
Oh,
that's
I tell
that
you
would be.
what, Moonchild. Yeah, it's funny
Hmm.
that she calls herself Moonchild because that's my zodiac symbol. I'm the
Hmm.
Moonchild, Cancer.
Hmm.
I gotta find Moonchild. Are you by any chance a Cancer zodiac sign? Yeah, I'm definitely. That's going to be our new hashtag. Be a
Hmm.
buddy, not a bully.
That would be perfect for the show for the big mouth. Thank you. And
Yeah.
I would just, be the opposite. No, I would friend everyone because my mom taught me. She said, you know what, no matter what color their skin is, what color their hair are, or whatever, we once you get cut, we all bleed the same color. We're all going to bleed the
Absolutely.
same color. And my mom brought us up that way, and that's how I brought up my children, in the same way, no matter what
Well,
big body
elaborate
type.
on that. Let's talk about. So you grew up in Texas, though,
I did.
which was a little different. I grew up in Philadelphia, which was a pretty tough inner city environment.
Hmm.
You didn't grow up in the. You grew up in an
Hispanic
open air.
community.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we made friends with everyone. My mom said, no matter who we're going to visit, if you're your grandmother's house, no matter who's there, you go in and you say hi to everybody in the room. No matter who they are, you shake their hand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you get done saying hi to the last person, you go outside and play or whatever we're doing or eating. You're going to eat all together, and that's how we did. No matter what race they were, we all ate together. We all broke. broke bread, as they say. And my mom taught us to love, not hate,
Well,
ever
good
since we
for
were
mama.
little. And that's how I brought up my children. You love
Good
everyone.
for mama.
hmm
Beautiful. Well, what else we got coming up next week? We are about 4 minutes up on the end of the show.
I think it's Tuesday. We're going to be doing an open forum. You said on the 12th, I believe you said it.
Oh,
On
guess
the
what,
14th.
Amelia?
Mhm.
Moonchild's a Libra. She
Ah.
told us I work nights. I feel better at night. You know what? I'm the same way. I'm a night owl. I really am. And I understand that and I respect that. God bless you.
Yes.
So go ahead, Moon.
Amelia.
I'm getting ready to say, go ahead, Moon.
Amelia. Yeah,
Go
on the
ahead, Amelia.
14th, you decided to do an open forum, I guess, basically on your show, Blunt Talk.
Yeah, and you're going to be joining me on that. Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
And of course, we're going to have our show with me and Carrie. We're going to be doing the autism. We discussed that, and on the 16th, we're going to be doing the Georgia Guidestones.
The Georgia Guidestones, very interesting because they're in the news. I can't believe
they were destroyed. When we were
I
told
found
about
out
that.
what happened. It goes deep. I did a lot of research today. In fact, I put let me show you something real quick.
Yes.
I want to show you a little. Can I show you a little video, you guys?
Please, yes.
Little video of we're going to take a look at the Georgia Guidestones being blown up.
Oh my goodness, I cannot.
They got surveillance. Yeah, where do you see this?
Wow.
I couldn't hardly even believe it, but they have somebody found it. Look at this. It's crazy.
Hoping new video will help them nail down the person responsible for blowing up the Georgia Guidestones. Check it out. The GBI says this video shows the person leaving an explosive device at the structure and then running away. We circled them for you so you can see that person going in and then running right back out a little bit later. This morning, the Elbert County District Attorney is promising to prosecute whoever caused this.
Amelia, did you see the force that thing blew up with?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Somebody knew what they were doing.
Yes.
Somebody knew. Somebody made a homemade bomb, but they knew what the hell they were doing.
It had to have been like somebody from a special.
Took the whole side out. Let's take a look. Watch.
Drastic scene here, blowing up the Guidestones. The prosecutor says whoever is behind this, they say they're going to catch them for sure. Now, we do understand only one portion was damaged on Wednesday, but they had to demolish the whole thing because of safety.
Things happening right now in eastern Georgia. Investigators are working to learn what and who damaged the Georgia Guidestones. So far, we know part of the 42-year-old monument was damaged by some kind of explosive. It's all happening in Elbert County. That's near the South Carolina border. CBS 46's Zach Summers joins us there live. Zach, what's the latest for us?
Tracy, just within the last 15 minutes, the monument was leveled as crews were working the site. Those last 3 remaining pillars came falling down. The Guidestones is one of Georgia's most mysterious structures to this day. We don't know the true identity of the group responsible for erecting the granite monument.
That's not true. We actually do know who put it up. So, yeah. The reporter was in error. In saying that they don't know to this day who erected the monument. Yeah, we do. And we have his name. We have his moniker name, and we have his real name. And we're going to reveal it next Thursday. But I want everybody to just because just take a look at this, and we'll talk about it in a minute.
Monolith. Now, some 40 years later, after its inception, the GBI's Special Operations Unit, along with several law enforcement agencies, are sifting through the rubble, looking for clues into who tried to bring it down. 2 hours northeast of Atlanta, near the South Carolina border, an investigation is underway into the partial destruction of the Georgia Guidestones outside the town of Elberton.
There's a lot of hate in this world, but it's not on those blocks.
According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, a group of people set off an explosive device around 4 Wednesday morning, destroying a large portion of the...
That's another thing they're wrong about. It wasn't a group of people. No, it was one person.
One person.
And they showed you it's one person. One person ran up to it, dropped a bomb in it, and ran the hell out. Got in their car and left. They got video surveillance of. They got the car on tape.
Yeah, I just understand why they would say group. I mean, you could see
Well,
plain as
because
day.
they're trying. This is how the news tries to fuck with people.
Fake news again.
It's fake
At
news
its
again.
finest.
They take a little truth and a lot of fake and throw it together.
19-foot-tall monument.
I know that one of the wings is completely destroyed and is laying on the ground. The other ones probably have been compromised as well, and I know the capstone has been compromised.
Chris Cubis is with the Elberton Granite Association. The group works with the county to preserve the guidestones, which were unveiled in 1980.
We had visitors come to see that monument from around the world. And you know, now it's been damaged.
Known as the Stonehenge of America, the guidestones consist of 4 massive granite slabs, each weighing more than 40,000 pounds. Engraved on them, a 10-part message in 12 different languages, offering a guide on how to preserve mankind.
They told us what they wanted to do.
In May, GOP gubernatorial candidate Candace Taylor vowed to demolish the structure if elected, claiming the guidestones are satanic.
We're going to talk a lot about her too, Amelia, because she's a key figure. She's an extremist religious radical. She ran for governor of Georgia and she lost. And they say that she's not, how did they say? She's not over it yet. We'll put it like that. Okay, she's not over it yet. But she's an extremist religious radical. She's a fundamentalist Christian. She thinks that there's only 2 things in the world, good or evil. Well, I hate to break it to you, sister, but there's a lot of different variables. There's good, there's bad, there's people who get along, there's people who don't get along, and there's people who just coast by.
Right.
You know? It's not a matter of being good or bad. Sometimes you just want to be left the fuck alone.
Right.
Okay, let's watch.
Kinds of statements, they're incendiary, and they can cause people to do things. So, I hate to think that that's what would have done it.
It's the lifeblood of Elberton.
For Elberton's Mayor Daniel Graves, the guidestones represent the quality and skill the men and women who make up the town's thriving stone industry possess.
For 122 years, we've been making memorials for the entire nation. 2/3 of the memorials in the United States come from Elberton.
He said his community may be heartbroken now, but they will recover.
The only thing stronger than the granite we stand on top of is the hearts of our community.
And again, the monument, all pillars on the ground tonight, no one injured. We do understand that the guide...
Yeah, look, they completely leveled it.
That's horrible.
They had to. You know that the big stone on top? It was, when the bomb went off, it cracked that thing in half.
Oh, yeah, so it would have made it unsteady.
There were 2 halves on top, and they were teetering.
So anybody right there could have...
God forbid somebody that falls on someone. You're not going to recover from it.
No,
if that thing falls on you, you're dead.
Yeah, it would have killed you instantly.
You know?
Stones have been vandalized in the past, but not to this extent. There are cameras in the area. You can bet the GBI will be looking through that footage. They also want to hear from anyone who may have seen anything early this morning or knows anything about the people responsible. For now, live in Elberton, Zach Summers, CBS 46 News.
Yeah, now this video doesn't have any sound on it.
No.
But you have to just watch because it shows, and you're going to see it twice. This is the surveillance video. There's the car driving away, right?
Yes.
And then you're going to see it one more time. Here you go.
Wow.
That thing, that was a massive blast. That was a massive blast. You know? And again, whoever did it is in that car. They drove away. Yeah, that's just nuts.
And you would think that loud of a blast, somebody would have heard something around that area.
They did.
And as of 4:03 in the morning, too, you could see it right on that camera.
Yeah, it sure was. It sure was. Yo, those people heard. That's how the cops got called.
And you could see in that car, it was just one person. You could plainly see because
Absolutely.
if it was more than one person, they would have all gotten out, put that in there, and that person would have been in the getaway car, and that person would have got in the passenger side.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we're going to say goodnight to everybody. We got a pretty good handle on everything that's happening. We are up on the weekend. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. It's been a very interesting couple of weeks here, but I think things are going to finally level off.
Yes.
For a change.
Right?
I
don't know. I just could not use
the
anymore.
Pitbull Chapman. I'm the Mad Dog, Angelo DeCipio. Take care, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.